Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and welcome to another episode of our little combo cast. Today I'm joined again by Dynasty and TrueUnderdawgGaming. Say hello, guys.
Hey everybody, happy to be here.
And what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dynasty back with another podcast talking about some Injustice 2. Pretty stoked.
Recently, we've had some massive news drop, and there's been a lot of talk about Injustice in the last week or so. Some story stuff, we'll be getting into that in a bit. But the biggest news that we've heard so far is the pre-order bonus for the game, which apparently will be Darkseid. You'll be able to play as Darkseid if you pre-order the game. Me speaking like this seems like I'm actually advertising it. Please pay me, Ed Boon. If you pre-order the game, you get to play as Darkseid, which should be really cool. I'm not entirely too sure how I feel about Day 1 DLC, but what about you guys here? Like, do you actually agree with the practice, or is it like a bit of a no-no in your books?
It honestly depends on how they do it. They did the exact same thing with Goro, right? Like, he wasn't even that expensive. He was pre-order. He's available for everybody at launch. It said that in the leak, right? Darkseid is not only for pre-order people. You can also just straight up buy him. But that being said, there's no reason to buy him if you can pre-order him, because pre-ordering is not $5 extra. It's $5 of what you're already going to be paying, right? So it's a good incentive to pre-order. I'm kind of surprised that these boss characters keep being, or sub-boss in this instance, right? They're like purchasable, because in the day, like, Goro was a boss. You couldn't actually play as him. You could only fight him. So it's interesting how these really strong characters are playable. So that's my input. What about you, Dynasty?
I'm cool with it being Day 1 DLC because you guys know there's like this stigma now where it's like, be careful, don't pre-order a game just yet, wait for the reviews. So what if you don't want to, buy the game the moment it comes out, gets released? You want to make sure the game's not a flop. I can see within like a couple weeks from now, you're like, okay, I'm buying Injustice 2. I want to get Darkseid, pay a few bucks, and of course I have Darkseid, so I'm cool with it. I mean, at least the option is there, like you said, Trey, like TrueUnderdawgGaming. Excuse me, oops, doxing him again.
Oh, doxed. Oh no.
Just like in MKX, you had Goro, right? The same method. It worked out fine. I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. Darkseid is a fucking beast, so I am excited. I'm actually really excited. You can't tell because I'm half asleep and sick. But, yeah, dude, I'm cool with Day 1 DLC. As long as it's not completely out of hand where they're like, okay, by the way, here's a bunch of, like, gear packs you can also buy on the first day. Yeah, then I'm cool so far. So far, so good. I'm good.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Like, at least it's something that's good. I'd rather have it be something that's worthy than, I don't know, like they drop out all the gear, like really good stuff on the first day, and everyone that comes in the game after that gets all like the standard gear. So I'm fine with that. But now, since we're still talking about Darkseid, it's pretty obvious that he's probably just going to be a sub-boss in the game, because it's going to be like the same thing as Goro. But do you think he'll actually play a role in the story? Instead, like, how Goro was in the game, but he wasn't actually like in the story at all. He was just kind of tossed in there. Considering how big Darkseid is, do you think that they're actually going to leave him out of the campaign, or do you think they're actually going to follow through with this?
I mean, I think that he should be in the story mode for sure, because Goro doesn't really have an essential role to play. He's kind of just the warrior, right? But Darkseid is actually the fighter and the person masterminding the whole thing. So he's the perfect final villain for almost any DC comic. So much so that they overuse him the same way you overuse the Joker, right? He's just constantly the main person pulling the strings, and you can't not have him a lot of the time. So I'd be very surprised if he wasn't in the story mode. It'd be a huge waste of an opportunity. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I honestly think, as much as I'm excited and stoked to know that Darkseid's in the game, and of course he's a pre-order bonus, it's a weird situation because you'd think the big bad would be in the game without without you having to pre-order the game. You think he'd already be in there, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm on the fence with that, because I'm like, man, I mean, it's, if the big bad boss is Darkseid, what about those people that don't want to drop the $5, a year from now or 6 months from now? You know what I mean? It's a really shitty scenario in that case. I hope he plays a role. I just wish he was actually, I guess, a main character on the actual roster and not just the pre-order bonus. But I mean, you can't win them all. I hope he's in the campaign, though. I really hope so. But yeah, if he's not, that would kind of suck. Honestly, that would suck. And speaking of Darkseid, I'm not sure we're gonna get into this. Maybe I'm jumping ahead of myself here. We also got a couple gifts. Do you want to talk about that right now?
Yeah, we can talk about the gifts. Go ahead. Do you want to talk about it, or shall I cover it?
Yeah, so GameStop uploaded a GIF showcasing somebody looking at a skyscraper. The skyscraper was exploding. There is a GIF going around with like Batman in his Batcave looking at his his TV monitors, seeing what's going on. We see Superman holding on to some dead body. Many assume it's Lois Lane. I thought it was Lois Lane. It might not be Lois Lane. We don't know exactly. Wonder Woman. There's also a couple other gifts. What were the other ones? I can't recall off the top of my head.
It was Supergirl being attacked by Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
And I think,
yes, you're
I
right.
think that's it. I don't think there were any other ones.
Yeah, but do you guys think that a certain pre-order bonus character might be responsible for the destruction of whatever city that might be?
I wouldn't put it outside of him, because I've recently been reading up on Injustice comics, and like now I'm doing videos about them, selfishly promoting myself. Please go to my channel. Superman in fact killed one of Darkseid's kids, Calabac. Funny enough, the guy's actually supposed to be like the main villain in the Justice League film, just saying. So I feel like that's enough of a reason to kind of go after Clark, but outside of that, like, I feel like that's a good enough reason for him to come down, but then again, it's Darkseid, and he might just come down to just piss everyone off and just kick someone's head in for, you know, shits and giggles. But I don't know. I feel like it's a very good reason that you brought up Fair Dynasty. What about you, TrueUnderdawg? Do you think the same thing or a bit different?
I mean, it's kind of complicated because Thanos and Darkseid are very similar, and they both believe in anti-life. In fact, they call it the anti-life equation, so I don't think Darkseid considers death to be that big of a thing, and he has a lot of kids. Again, like Thanos, he has a kid on like each planet or something like that that he conquers. So I'm not sure if he cares that much. One of his sons actually kills him in the comics at some point, I'm pretty sure. No, that's Thanos. Sorry. Fuck, I mean, far be it for me to get those mixed up. But yeah, Thanos is killed by his own kid at some point. Yeah, I mean, there could be a reason to get in a fight. I think it's more interesting to me how Wonder Woman is fighting Supergirl, because that's Superman's cousin, and Superman and Wonder Woman have this relationship, this romance in the Injustice universe. So his cousin is about to be murdered by his waifu. That's weird. Or vice versa, you know?
What type of, person could destroy an entire city like that, though? You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like it's someone like Darkseid.
The Omega Death Beam, yeah, from Darkseid, of course, yeah.
The thing is, with the DC universe, there's lots of characters that can cause that level of devastation. It's just we can only kind of point out the characters that we've seen so far. So I think that's a little bit of the problem. It could be someone that's completely left field.
It's definitely Spider-Man.
With great power comes great destruction.
No, but that was a good point, though, that you mentioned about, Superman having to pick between his love of his life, his second version of the love of his life, and his cousin.
His number two, yeah, his plan B.
His plan B, yeah, for real. And it's crazy because, like, we've already heard, like, Supergirl's playing a pivotal role in the campaign on both sides, so it's, like, makes you wonder, man. I'm sure Tuesday, all these answers are going to be there, like, for us to see, so I'm sure come Tuesday we're going to have a lot more information and insight of what's to come, which is pretty exciting. But I guess because it's our last time to speculate, might as well have fun and just like give our opinions. So that's what we're doing.
Just throw shit against the wall and just see what sticks.
Did anybody else notice in the GIF too that, like, I paused it a couple of times, that when Supergirl is like dodging and doing the Matrix against the sword, her like outfit's a bit different. It's got more black in it. I was wondering if we might see like Darkseid controlled Supergirl, which actually happens at one point in the comics.
I did not see that.
To me, it looked a little bit darker, but it could just be me seeing what I want to see.
It's the subtle things.
The subtle things. But it might also be the gear system being incorporated in the game somehow.
Or naughty Supergirl.
God's sake.
It's an honest question. It's fair, okay? I mean, which one do you want to talk about?
Gear system, please. You think that like the gear system, you'll be able to incorporate it into like the main campaign, or do you think that's like kind of single player / multiplayer only, like doesn't affect the story? Because I don't know how I stand or feel about that.
I don't think it will affect the story as far as like the outcome, but I could definitely see it being a thing where in the cutscene they're wearing the armor that you pick for them, since all the cutscenes were in game anyway. So like could totally do that. Wouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah, I'm not thinking we're seeing that. I'm sorry, guys.
Probably not.
It sounds nice, but we can't have nice things. We can't have nice
I'm trying to
things.
think of like the campaign for like MKX. Like he couldn't pick a like a costume for a campaign character.
In Street Fighter you can though. In Street Fighter 5 and Soul Calibur they both have the outfits you give them. They don't have to do that, but it could be in there. Who knows?
We really need to do a podcast on Soul Calibur at some point, just saying.
You think it might happen? Soul Calibur 6?
Oh, I really
hope
do
so.
want it to
Oh
happen.
boy. Well, yeah, the difference between want and gonna happen though. I want Bloody Roar 5. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Anyway, we should probably save this for another podcast, like its entire own one. Here's a good question. Who do you think is under that bit of cloth when Superman is picking up said person? Who do you think it is? Do you think it's Lois, Wonder Woman, Supergirl?
I coughed earlier. Originally I thought it was Lois Lane, but then before the podcast, because before the podcast, you were like, yeah, it could very well be Wonder Woman. And I was like, man, that would be one hell of a way to like. I mean, that's one hell of a twist they could go with here, honestly.
It's pretty messed up. It could happen. It could happen.
I mean, I could see him doing it. Like, honestly, I could see him doing it, but at the same time, like, man, it's Wonder Woman. Like, you can't do that. And then, of course,
The thing is, it'd be such a ballsy move.
hold on, though. Think about it, because think about it, though. Even if she dies, she's not dead. There's another doppelganger in the other universe. She is not dead. So,
God damn it.
I mean, technically speaking, do people really die? So I don't know who's
People die when they
I
are
don't know.
killed.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, there's always a cop out to it still. You know what I
The
mean?
thing is, I think it'd be really ballsy as well, because the Wonder Woman film is supposed to come out this year. So if they were to kill her off, I feel like that would be really ballsy. I'd be down to actually see that happen. Whether or not it does, like, I don't know.
I just feel like it would piss off a ton of people.
You're looking at the studio that killed Liu Kang, though.
Yeah, you are looking at the studio that did kill Liu Kang.
They killed both the main character and the main villain in the same game, these people.
But you would think that DC would have more of a say. Like, they'd be like, yeah, you know what? Lay off killing our fucking princess. Thank you. Like, I don't think they're gonna...
I think that they'd have big enough balls to, like, do something like that, because, like, you know, they already made Suicide Squad, so they've already destroyed something good. Oh, I'm gonna get bad comments about that.
They've destroyed so much, more than that. They should have just stopped after the Dark Knight Returns. I mean, Rises, whatever. They should have just stopped there.
Oh, we're gonna get so much hate for that.
But yeah, it could be... It looks like a female. Can we say that
It's
at
a
least?
female.
Okay. And the only females that have been revealed are Supergirl and Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it's Harley Quinn.
See Superman getting on his knees to like hold on to Harley Quinn like that, so kind of narrows it down. Maybe it's Supergirl. Maybe Wonder Woman kills Supergirl.
I don't know.
I really think that if someone's gonna die, it's gonna be Wonder Woman, only because that causes more like controversy.
Yeah,
does,
a lot of
yeah.
turmoil.
Because it's like the new character kills an OG from the first game, you know? Like how Devora killed so many famous characters in Mortal Kombat X. It could be Lois Lane, but the only reason I don't think it's Lois Lane is because it says the lines are redrawn, though it's something that seems to have happened again. Like it's another loss for Superman. And that would be cool if the reason he broke out of prison wasn't because like he wanted to take over the world, but because he's getting vengeance. That would be like a really cool angle.
You know, in the first game, though, in the campaign, they allude to like the other universe. Is there another Lois there?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That could be. That would be lame though to just kill her again.
Yeah. What if like he like gets the doppelganger clone copy from the other universe and like she gets killed again? He's like, fuck! I can never win! Fuck this shit!
You could do that, but that would be so like that'd be kind of lame. But
Yeah.
you could definitely do that.
I'm telling you, I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, I'm trying to think here. Those are the only options we really have at the moment because there's not many, you know, people we know that are even in the game that are females. So
Well, maybe they're gonna introduce some new character just to kill her, like a red shirt in Star Trek.
Or maybe it might be Martha, and this time Superman is the one to completely lose his shit and start shouting her name. Just saying. Well, if you think about it as well, like on a serious note, if it's Clara, the Supergirl, then once again he's a lost Kryptonian, so it would make sense. If it's another Lois, then again it would make sense. And if it's Wonder Woman, then he's lost his fuck buddy, and again it would make sense. Like every female character, like except Harley Quinn,
it's pivotal.
yeah, like it links to him in like a personal way.
Big ass consequences.
So it does make sense. Whether or not like we are correct, that's something yet to be seen.
Watch, it's gonna be like the Flash or something. Like it's gonna be some
No.
fucking random character. It's gonna be like Beast Boys, like chilling.
Since we've brought him up, where the hell is the Flash? We haven't seen him since like the E3 trailer. Like, what's going on there?
You mean you don't want to wait a whole year to see him?
He's like the only character that we've seen on day one that hasn't been shown yet. And we were talking about this before we even started like recording. How he was shown in the first trailer, but we haven't seen any gameplay of him. He even has the gear system and all that, so it'd be really weird.
You know you like waiting 8 months. Come on.
Oh, tease me, please. Oh, Dynasty, stop.
Jesus. And you know what's the shitty part is like, you know, the Flash is going to be like a pretty, commonly used character because it's the Flash, the CW, bunch of tie-ins, not to mention the entire gear system. Like, you can have so many different characters making, you know, small cameo appearances of his gear. So, like, that's the weird part, too, is, like, the Flash is going to, he should be pretty important. Not to mention, it's Ed Boon's favorite superhero from the DC, you know, lore, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, we've been saying for months, I've been saying that the next reveal has to be the Flash, and I'm really hoping it is, because not seeing him is kind of weird, honestly.
It is. It really, really is. Do you think that there will be any time travel involved, since we do know he's in the game. He's just he hasn't turned up yet. But do you think that might be a thing, or is that a bit much of a far stretch?
I mean, he can definitely do it. I just hate Deus Ex Machina stuff like that, where it's like, I'll just run back in time and I'll stop it. The only way that could be super boss is if he does try to run back in time and he's running through like that what do you call it, the Speed Force tunnel?
The city with his woes.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, he's running through the Speed Force tunnel, and Superman just like catches up with him and throws him out of it. Like, that could be cool if Superman's like, no, and just like stops him or something, because Superman can also run as fast as, not run as fast, he can fly as fast as a Flash.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool if something like that happened.
That'd be interesting. What about you, Dynasty? Would you want to see time travel?
They could do anything. It could be a cop-out way for them to fix everything all over
really
again.
could.
The lines are redrawn. Like, I honestly have no clue what to expect. I don't know. I mean, would I be cool with it? I mean, as long as it makes sense and I'm satisfied at the end of the day, I'm cool with it. Let them do what they got to do to make a cool campaign. Then you throw in the fact where it's like, oh, like, the campaign, you're going to want to go back and play it again. So we don't even...
Yeah.
There's so many variables, man. Like, it's... I think come Tuesday, we're going to have a bunch of brand new stuff to talk about, honestly. I think a lot of these questions are going to be answered, and, like, there will be, like, no more speculating, finally. And, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be a win and a lose, though, because on the one hand, we get all of our questions answered, but on the other hand, we've lost all of our talking points.
Yeah, that's true. But we can make more. We can make more.
Nah, not necessarily.
We can make more talking points.
Make more talking points.
There's always another conspiracy, always another loose end.
Here's another good question. Do you feel like there'll be any DLC characters from the first game that will return in Injustice 2 as part of the main roster, much like MK9 had like Rain for DLC in MKX?
I mean, much like Dynasty, I do want to see Martian Manhunter come back. I want to see Zatanna come back myself personally. And at the same time, I hope that NetherRealm has learned from their mistakes with MKX and how a lot of the DLC characters people wanted back. And they said early on, we're not going to put Rain in the game. We're not going to put Scarlet in the game. And it's like, what? We want Scarlet and Rain. Why won't you just feed the baby birds? If they want it, give them what they want. So I hope they like acknowledge if those characters were popular to bring them back. Be a good move.
True, but WB are dicks with how they hold, like, you know, how they have control over the studio and stuff. Just saying, but carry on.
Yeah, I feel like if there was a DLC character that was to come back and actually be, you know, have a main roster spot, it's gonna be Batwoman or Martian Manhunter.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like those two characters are like the most used. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Zatanna, but I feel like it was those two characters were like the most hyped. Thinking back, you know, back in the day, 13. All I remember is like the hype for Martian Manhunter and the fact they went out of their way to change like the stage background so you can actually, you know, it can make sense where oh wait, he's not in the background, he's fighting me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Martian Manhunter. Well, he's dead, isn't he? Well, shit.
Wait. Dynasty. There's one in another universe. What the fuck are you talking about? Carry on.
Yeah, you see, that's what.
You see, Dynasty, if you understood the lore.
You see, that's why I'm like, man, I don't know, but yeah, if they I don't know if they did bring back DLC characters, I think it'd be Batgirl and Martian Manhunter, honestly.
Yeah, no, I feel like that would make a bit of sense. I'd like to see Zod. I think that would be very interesting. Oh, maybe it's Zod that destroys Metropolis. That would be interesting. Just saying.
Yeah.
But no, I'd like to see Zod. Martian Manhunter. Interesting.
Is he gonna have a broken neck skin still?
Or maybe some hair this time, because bald Zod was like a bad design choice.
Bald Zod. Yeah, it's the eggshell head.
I mean, Lex Luthor's already bald. Why would you make him bald? That was so weird.
We need at least one super bald character in the game. Okay, it's gonna be him. Hopefully, if it is, because the thing is, outside of Supergirl and Superman, there's no other kind of Kryptonian villains so far. So I don't know. Maybe I'd like to see Zod. I'd choose him over Doomsday. As much as like Doomsday is really cool, he's got the personality of a brick. So at least with Zod, there's some form of character.
And Doomsday will not come back, I can almost guarantee.
Who had more personality, Doomsday and Injustice 1 or
the entire Suicide Squad film?
No, fucking A, or Killer Croc.
Probably Killer Croc had more.
That's saying something.
Well, considering that Doomsday, all he did was grunt.
Yeah, well, he said at least one line
Yeah.
in Injustice, and to be fair, he never talks in the comics. So for him to even say like one line was kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that'd be... I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. What other characters were there for DLC? It was the Lobo.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Lobo.
Yes.
It was Zatanna.
New 52 Lobo just to piss off everybody.
I mean, come on. We all want to see Scorpion come back, don't we?
Yeah.
Stop killing this podcast!
Dude, Scorpion's a
Killing
beast.
it!
We all secretly want to see Scorpion and his bullshit vortex in a game where you have to block the right direction.
Yeah.
And he can switch sides on a dime. We all want to see that.
Oh, it's so true.
I know. Plus, like, was it? Supergirl has a teleport.
But Supergirl can already do that.
yeah, like, so just block low all the time now. Just do that.
Supergirl has Pac-Man powers.
Oh.
She goes off left screen, comes in stage right.
What other character? There was Lobo. I know what you're gonna do in the second dynasty. Lobo's dead in the Injustice universe. Go.
He is? Fuck.
I think so. I saw a picture of Harley Quinn holding his decapitated head.
How do you kill the main man?
But
Damn.
yeah,
Not fam Photoshop.
I don't know how you could kill Lobo. He's like Superman level indestructible. Which is weird, seeing as how he's like the last person of his whole race.
oh yeah, he is.
We're talking about Reptile?
You want to talk about Rept?
I confirmed it. I called Reptile, and here he comes.
So, what other stuff do you kind of expect to see from Tuesday's trailer, really?
Okay. We're to see people fighting, city being destroyed, Superman crying over dead body, Injustice 2, 5/16/17, fades to black. Then you're going to see none other than Darkseid come out and go, or like some ASMR, and then the trailer ends.
Yeah.
At least you got straight to the point. What about you, True Underdog?
That's a fair prediction. I think that's pretty good to say. I mean, from the looks of it, it's a full cinematic trailer, so that's pretty fucking cool. I wonder if it may be a tease at like the intro cinematic, like what Street Fighter V did. They showed their entire intro cinematic, and then it was like in the game.
True. That could happen. That could happen.
I'm now looking up the official story mode trailer for MKX. That was 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
So good.
So expect at least 2 minutes, I want to say, of content for the story trailer come Tuesday.
Okay, that should be good. That should be good.
So yeah, it's gonna be fleshed out.
If we got a launch trailer with awesome music, like we did for MKX, which I still watch that launch trailer just to get hype. Chop Suey with Mortal Kombat was like
It was pretty well
a
done.
dream marriage. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I want to see that with Injustice too.
Fetty Wap and Injustice 2. Hell yeah, man.
That's just, could be very good. I'm hoping that when we see the trailer, they'll kind of show off some. Because I think, like, I'm pretty sure this is a given, that we're probably gonna have a destroyed Metropolis stage.
Not again, goddammit.
Be fair, I just want to see more stages.
Destroy Gotham.
Yeah, The thing is, I'd be much more intrigued if there was like a destroyed like Gotham.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah, of course.
'cause,
Yeah, I think we should, because we touched on it before the podcast. Yeah, go for it, Dynasty.
Yeah, one of the gifts was Batman in the Batcave being nice and creepy, chilling. And we think he's in the Batcave. There's like monitors in front of him, and he's like staring at it, like I guess it's like a city or something. And meanwhile, all the other gifts are like a city becoming a battlefield, a battleground, and the city being destroyed. So we were like, wait a second, could that be fucking Gotham City being destroyed? And then that's where History Behind the Warrior came in and said like, yeah, what is Superman? Do you remember what you said?
No.
Jesus.
That was me, I think, actually. I said that.
Was it you? Yeah.
I'm glad to know that I'm so forgettable. But no, I was saying, what if Superman destroyed Gotham just so Batman would understand his plight?
Revenge!
Yeah, he'd be like, do you understand now why I wanted to control the world and stop violence from happening when I lost not only my wife and my unborn child, but my entire city that I had a pretty good batting record of saving until your fucking villain jumped across the fucking lake and fucked with me. Could have killed him, Batman.
Yeah, that would be it. That would be pretty cool if that was the case, if they destroyed fucking Gotham City.
What if he makes Darkseid kill Gotham? Like, he tricks him into, like, wanting to kill Gotham, and it's, like, his way of doing that.
That'd be a really good plot twist, to be fair.
We're putting the puzzle pieces together.
Speaking of this, the story mode trailer as well, how many new characters do you think we're to see on display there?
0.
If I can be honest, I think they're probably going to show off half of the remaining roster and save the other half for, like, the gameplay trailer, to be honest.
So like maybe 6 or 7.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd say about 6 or 7. Plus, well, they'll probably chuck in a few returning characters. I'll probably say 2, and the rest being all new characters. Probably that of the CW to help promote the show, considering as well that like the CW's like on the break for like a few weeks at the moment. So I feel like if they chuck one of that out and then the CW comes back the next week, like there's a lot of interconnecting roles between that and the TV shows. Pretty good marketing, to be fair.
What do you think, Underdog? Zero?
No, that was just me trying to purposely piss people off, or to set my expectations really low. That way you can't crush them. No, I wasn't trying to be edgelord. I was just trying to like. I never want to be the overhyped guy, because you're just setting yourself up to be disappointed. I think we might see a few new characters, but I won't be for sure able to know if they're going to be in game or just like in story mode. So it's going to be a bit of a guessing game a little bit in that regard. Doesn't mean they're essentially playable just because we see them, So we'll have to wait and see about that too.
You say that, then you take into effect that interview that Brian Chard had with Event Hubs, where he was like, because all the flack that NetherRealm Studios got with the NPCs in the game, like Rain, Sindel, etc., Baraka, because they weren't playable and they're not on the main roster, and you only saw a glimpse of them after seeing them originally in the story mode trailer. That pissed off a bunch of people because they were expecting to be able to use those characters.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, because of all the backlash they got, I'm not sure if you guys remember that interview. Chard said like, yeah, don't expect to see too many NPCs, if any, inside of Injustice 2.
Okay.
So I think this time around it's more of like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure they're going to be in the game as playable, but hey, I could be wrong. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there. So it's a 50-50, really. You just don't know.
I mean, I wasn't even referring to like NPCs you have to fight. I was like, not like Rain or Baraka. I was referring to characters like Lee May or Frost that are only cutscenes.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay, I got you.
Like, that's what I was referring to. Like only in the cutscenes.
Like Kobola Smoke.
Yeah, just people who never play.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that myself. I wouldn't have a problem.
I completely killed your statement then. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, man. That was a good thing to throw in there, though, for sure. I didn't even know that, so you educated me a little bit.
Oh.
I don't have my ear to the ground as much, so I didn't know that interview happened or that they got flack for that. So cool.
To be fair, they should have seen it coming from a mile away anyway. Like, it was a bad idea for them to do that and not like capitalize on what they could do with it, especially since you could make money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So bad choices on their part.
It's still a weird decision.
But since we're getting this bit of Injustice news on Tuesday, how long do you think it will be till they release another trailer, or in fact do like their Twitch thing? Was it their Twitch combat
cast?
Yeah, well, they're gonna change the name of it for Injustice. I don't know what it is, but do you think that will happen anytime soon as well, or do you think that's gonna be way off?
When I go and lurk on Tyler Lansdowne's Twitter like a creep to see if he's tweeting anything regarding Injustice 2, he's always talking about having combat cast. So apparently, it's something they've already discussed. It's got to happen, and it seems like, from what I'm guessing, because when people ask like, "Yo, when's the next combat cast?" He's always like, "Soon," or "Coming soon," or "We'll have the details for you, soon." So I think it's gonna be a lot sooner rather than later. Especially considering we're at like the 4 or 5 month mark before the game's launch, and they still got like probably 20 characters to showcase. Yeah. So I'm gonna assume probably by the end of January we're gonna see a combat cast, at least one showing off maybe 3 or 4 characters.
What about you, TrueUnderdawg?
I totally blacked out. What's the question? Is it still about the same thing? That's like, is it still about like the characters in story mode? Oh, I did a bad thing.
No, we were just talking about after this story trailer that's coming out on Tuesday.
Been ping.
Oh, more trailers. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I do expect to see some more trailers. I don't think they're going to be super frequent.
No, we're talking about combat cast.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm all mixed up. Next question.
When do you think that the combat cast will return, roughly? Since we're we're waiting for the game's release now.
You mean the Injustice combat cast?
Yes.
Not
well,
us.
they haven't really named it.
Okay, I confused combat cast with combo cast.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. I mean, I have no clue. I just know I welcome it no matter how often it is because I loved watching those videos. They were so cool to me, and they were a great benefit to my channel because I got to know about the character before they actually came out, and I could take my notes.
Yeah, it could be very interesting to see. Very interesting to see. Are there any topics we can talk about, or do you think we've covered all of them in this video that we can really talk about right now?
I think we covered just about everything.
I mean, I did want to add on to some things from earlier. Like, I totally missed about the fact why fans might be mad about Darkseid being pre-order bonus, and it's the fact that he's already in the game and you're just paying for the key, especially if he shows up in story mode and you can fight him. That just means that you're paying for the key, not the actual content. And that's everyone's main issue with day one content, is that it's already on the disc, we're just paying for the key to access it. And that's been all the controversy, and I totally skipped over that when I was thinking about the question about how that is what bugs people.
Yeah, no, it's understandable though. I would be quite annoyed if I bought a full price game and then turns out there's one character that's pivotal to the story, but in order for me to play him, I have to, you know, go past a paywall that for a game that I've already paid for.
Mass Effect 3, Promethean. Yeah.
What about you, Dynasty? How do you feel about it? Because I know you said you're relatively okay about it, but if he plays a role in the story, would you think that's okay for someone to pay on top of what they already have?
No, I mean, I mentioned it's a shitty situation. I mean, it's on just day one DLC. That's been something that's been controversial for years now.
Yeah.
And I still think it's a shitty thing for them to do, but at this point, I'm just like, well, I'm kind of used to it. So, I mean, I'm pre-ordering the game.
With how bad microtransactions have gotten, I feel like we've sadly become very used and censored to it, which it's a bit of a scary thing if we think about it.
I feel both ways on it, because on the one hand, I hate the microtransactions, but on the other hand, I hate when people freak out over things that I consider to be completely fair. So you get both sides.
Yeah. Is that everything we can cover for this podcast as well? Is there anything else we can talk about whilst we're here?
No, I think we've covered pretty much everything. Tuesday, more than likely, is going to be a story mode trailer. I'm pretty sure to see a combat cast by the end of the month. Darkseid is the pre-order bonus. There's not been any teases really from Boon either, right? Boon's not teased anything.
No, he's gone quiet again.
Yeah, so there's not been any new characters teased whatsoever, and that's pretty much all we got to work with in today's episode of the Combat Cast. I want to say this, if you're still listening, thank you. I'm so sorry if I sound completely dead. I've not slept in 2 days. I am exhausted, and I'm gonna crash for a billion hours after this podcast. So thank you, and I want to apologize to you, the listener who's listening. I'm sorry for being dead. That's why we had History Behind the Warrior take over the podcast and the questions and stuff, guys, because I'm just falling asleep here. So I'm sorry, not professional over here, but I gotta apologize to you because I've been not sleeping too well lately. But yes, I love you. Thank you for watching, and I'm sorry for sounding really horrible.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who's stuck by this podcast for very long. Again, we're going to try to do these once a week, try to put them out on the Sunday when we have the time. Hopefully you've enjoyed this and haven't clicked off the video, especially when we rip on Suicide Squad and anything DC related, because we don't actually mean it, it's just poking a bit of fun.
They mean it.
Yeah.
I don't, they do.
I mean, if you love the franchise, you hate to see him kick them while they're down like this. I mean, why are you doing such bad things with your properties? Jeez.
Oh god, that's lost a few subs. Anyway, I'll pass it over to TrueUnderdawg.
I mean, it's already been said. I feel very similarly. Thank you so much for all of your time, everybody. It's very flattering that you show up every week and that you enjoy these videos and you make it all possible by listening. So thanks so much. We're very grateful, and it's just an awesome experience on both ends. Thank you.
Yeah, really quick, I want to say, our next, probably our next podcast, we might answer some of those questions you guys asked in the last one, because you guys asked a ton of questions. Or maybe we'll do it sooner. We'll figure something out, because you guys really did ask a lot of questions. Because obviously the last podcast is more Q&A related. So I guess you guys saw that and were like, oh shit, I could ask questions, because there are a ton on my channel, at least. In the comment section's insane. Yeah. So we will answer those questions. I'm sure once we get the story mode trailer, we can give you even a better answer. So don't worry. Keep leaving your questions. We'll keep picking them out, and eventually we'll have another Q&A really based podcast, and then we'll go from there. And it's a win-win. You get a podcast, you get your stuff answered, and we get to relax, have fun, and just chill. Give you guys some content.
Yeah, we'll answer some questions for you guys, and we'll probably just rip the Injustice 2 trailer to pieces next week and try to kind of learn some stuff and let you guys know what we've seen. Alright guys, thank you again for coming by this podcast. We all appreciate it. Definitely like, comment and subscribe to all of us if you can, if you like us. If you don't like me, perfectly understandable. I'm a bit of a dick. Thanks guys, and we will see you on the next combo cast.
Thanks so much, everyone. See ya.
Later, guys.